the ERi-TV news broadcast crew and I, Dilit Sahaya, are now ready for your daily news briefing at 10:30 local time. But first, let us catch up with the major headlines. Efforts to enhance capacity of education sectors. 50th anniversary of establishment of Revolution School. U.S. returns dozens of smuggled artifacts to Egypt. And China rejects U.S. allegations of cyber attack. Proceeding with our reports. Dr. Halima Mohammed, Minister of Education, noted that strong efforts will be exerted to enhance the capacity and expansion of provision of educational services. Dr. Halima made the remark at a meeting conducted from 23rd to 26th August to review the implementation of activities by regional education offices during 2025-2026 academic year. At the meeting, which was conducted at the headquarters of the Ministry of Education and attended by Ambassador Abdullah Musa, Minister of Local Government, Dr. Halima said that the objective of the meeting was to thoroughly review the activities implemented in all 6 regions of the country and Warsai Ka'alo Secondary School in Sawa, to consolidate the achievements registered and address the challenges encountered. Noting that the successful provision of educational services across the country requires a strong participation of partners, institutions in general and regional administration in particular, Dr. Halima said that efforts are being exerted to expand educational services from preschools through secondary school, both qualitatively and quantitatively. She also urged the participants to put forward constructive ideas that could support the initiative. The heads of the regional education offices presented reports focusing on efforts to enhance the capacity of educational sectors and ensure that all children receive a preschool education, and the capacity building training provided by veteran and newly recruited teachers and supervisors activities carried out. The participants held extensive discussion on the reports presented and adopted various recommendations, including providing preschool education in the mother tongue, reinforcing capacity building training for teachers, and establishing laboratory facilities. Speaking at the event, Ambassador Abdullah Musa called on teachers to play their due part in enhancing the quality of education and parents to strengthen their participation in development of the teaching and learning process. The Commission of Culture and Sports announced that the 50th anniversary of establishment of Revolution School will be celebrated at a national level from 17th to 20th September under the theme of Vibrant Commemoration, New Inputs for the National Building. Ambassador Zameda Takhla, Commissioner of Culture and Sports, said that the objective of this celebration are to document the history and development of Revolution School and pass its legacy on future generations, highlights EPFLF's education system with integrated theory and practice, and was found on social justice and create a conducive environment for Eritrean nationals in diaspora to strengthen their contribution. Ambassador Zameda went on to say that celebratory events will be conducted inside the country and abroad, will feature photo exhibition, musical concerts, seminars, sports competitions, and symposium. The official program will be conducted in Asmara, while each region of the country will organize similar activities. Accordingly, a photo exhibition will remain open to the public from 1 week, will be officially open on 17th September in front of the Central Regional Administration Building. Likewise, on 18th September, a concert and cultural carnival involving all 13 subzones of the region will be held along with Main Street of Asmara. On 19th September, seminars focusing on the role of the Revolution School in nurturing nationalism and contribution of education to the nation-building process will be organized at Expo Compound, while cultural programs will be held at Cinema Roma. Ambassador Zameda further noted that a symposium will be concluding. Ceremony will be conducted at Asmara Palace Hotel on 20th September. According to reports, celebration marking 50th anniversary of establishment of Revolution School have already been conducted in countries including Sweden and Canada. Seminars focusing on the objective situation was organized from Eritrean nationals in Switzerland and Austria from 16th to 23rd August. Mr. Ismail Mohammed Noor, head of the Public and Community Affairs at the Eritrean Embassy in Switzerland, conducted seminars for nationals residing in Swiss cities. At the seminar, Mr. Ismail noted that the government of Eritrea is closely following development unfolding in the Horn of Africa and is working earnestly in collaboration with peace and loving country to avert potential dangers. He also said that the government is working to translate its national security program and principles of social justice in practice and implement sustainable development programs and improve citizens' livelihoods. Noting that Eritrean people remain in a strong position as a result of their unity and organization, Mr. Ismail urged nationals in Switzerland to enhance their awareness and organization and play their due part in the national development programs. Mr. Mehret Ab Malik, chairman of the Eritrean Nationals Committee in Switzerland, called on nationals to exert strong efforts to reinforce their organization, nurturing young people and children who uphold noble societal values and particularly promote their mother tongue education. The participants called on the Ministry of Education to prepare a curriculum for Eritrean community schools abroad, sustainable training to be provided to the heads of national organizations, and tour of Eritrea be organized for young people, among other proposals. In a related news, Mr. Kibr Abtakhaste, Eritrea's Consul General in Frankfurt, and Mr. Tama Haile, head of the Public and Community Affairs at the Eritrean Embassy in Germany, conducted a seminar for nationals residing in Vienna, Austria. The seminar focused on the objective situation in the homeland, regional and global developments, the significance of strengthening organizational capacity, and the timely responsibility of the nationals. They also provided a briefing on the timely and efficient provision of consular services. Straight ahead is our international news after a short break. Welcome back. Before we proceed with tonight's international news, we would like to correct an error in a report broadcast on 23rd August 2026 concerning the return of the Egyptian artifacts by the United States. We sincerely apologize to our viewers and all concerns in this underwent error. We now present the report correctly in its entirety. The news follows. American law enforcement agency FBI returned dozens of looted artifacts to Egyptian government officials during a ceremony held last Friday, 21st August 2026 in Los Angeles. Among the items returned were jewelry, statues, sculptures, along with other pieces dating back to Pharaonic, Roman, and Coptic periods. The items were recovered from smugglers who have since passed away. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI's art crime team establishment, in 2004, in response to the increase of cultural properties crime worldwide, investigates crime involving the theft of illicit trafficking of cultural heritage and has worked collaboratively with countries all over the world to return the precious items to their rightful owners. Alon Grove, special agent, the FBI art crime team, said that although the suspected trafficker is now deceased, the FBI is seeking to identify further collaborators. And additionally, it has a reason to believe that there may be more items out there. U.S. law enforcement agencies have returned more than 5,000 archaeological and cultural artifacts to Egypt over the past decade. Hassan Elden Al, Egyptian Consul General, on his part commended U.S. law enforcement agencies for bringing back home the artifacts where they belong. In 2016, the U.S. and Egypt signed an agreement on cultural properties, allowing the U.S. to impose restrictions on the import of certain categories of archaeological and ethnological materials from Egypt. China expresses strong dissatisfaction with the United States simmering it over cybersecurity issues, Chinese Foreign Minister spokesperson Lin Jian said at a regular press conference on Thursday. Lin was responding to a media query on the U.S. Department of Justice announcing that on Wednesday it had carried out court-authorized seizures of domain used by the two hacking platforms, which the U.S. claimed were operated and used by China state-sponsored hackers to target U.S. artificial infrastructure and other sensitive networks. The U.S. side, however, has never made a response on the issues, Lin said. Authorities said at least 359 people have been killed in Nepal, 3 in Tibet, and nearly 1,400 are missing after glacial floods hit the Himalayan region. Rescue teams are searching for survivors along with Nepal-China border after the catastrophic torrential floods and mud swept through several communities on Wednesday. On our last report, at least 12 people have been killed and 54 others injured as wildfire ravaged part of the northeastern Algeria, an official said, as authorities evacuated dozens of families from the hard-hit areas. Ministry of Interior said Siad speaking to reporters on Wednesday, and he said death occurred in province of Jeli, Bajaja, Tizi, and Aouzou. Siad said civil protection team recorded 154 fire outbreaks across the country on Wednesday, including 36 in Bajaja province, 18 of which has been brought under control. The fire came as a severe heat wave sweeps across Algeria and neighboring Tunisia. In recent years, intense heat waves and fierce winds have amplified fire risks across the country's forested Mediterranean coastline, disasters exacerbated by drought and climate change. Dear viewers, we have come to the end of tonight's news. Let's have a quick recap of the headlines. Efforts to enhance capacity of education sectors. 50th anniversary of establishment of Revolution School. U.S. returns dozens of smuggled artifacts to Egypt. And China rejects U.S. allegations of cyber attack. And that was the news from ERi-TV Studios. This has been the Eritrea reporting. Thanks for watching and have a good night.